So a little bit of background about me and how I got started before I even realized I was getting started. It was a little over, probably close to 10 years ago. I had an issue in my body. My hips had flipped inwards and my sacrum had tucked under, and I couldn't stand up straight. I woke up one Sunday morning super early and was just like, what in the world? I tried to stretch it out, went to the emergency room. They would not take any x-rays. They gave me I was in so much pain that I consented to their concoction of pain medications that sent me, literally sent me on an emotional journey. And it was a wake up call for me that I had always known, and just had to dive in deeper for myself to like really be like, no, I need people that really understand what's going on and following up in a way that's conducive to me. Flash forward, I quit the job that I was in. It was all based on security. It was all based in fear and trusting what I perceived to be security. And so I was being called. I wasn't listening to my intuition, and by not listening to my intuition, I was abandoning myself over and over and over again, and caused such emotional trauma in my root chakra that it did it in my sleep. And so in that space, in that awakening, it led me to quit that job. I focused on my business I had already established. I was just doing it part-time, and it literally within a week, I went from being in 2 boutiques into 6. And from there, then I got offered another job position, and I went back to the dental field instead of staying out of it. But taking that led me even deeper into who I've become today. And so I sit in front of you now as a spiritual development coach. It was definitely not a plan that I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. It literally has unfolded in front of me. I have trusted my intuition. I've allowed it to guide me, listening to my guides, following through over and over and over again. It is this beautiful place of trust. I am guiding myself in such a way that I see what it is that I'm coming up to. And in that, it's like, what do I want to experience on my way to that? How do I want to feel? How do I want this to unfold? And it won't be exactly the way that I'm wanting it to be created, but it is such a beautiful way that it is created. And I share this so you have a little bit of my story of who I've come from and who I've become. I've worn plenty of masks, plenty of hats, but I can truly say, like, this is the most authentic I've ever been in my life. And even my first business, when I repurposed clothing, that was like such a creative aspect within me. And I was working with my intuition without even realize that I was doing that. And yeah, and I watched what happens when I got out of alignment with that. And so the way that this has unfolded and allowed me to step in, I'm grateful. I'm flabbergasted by how much, like, word of mouth, or even I had a woman reach out to me the other day and she said, I'm completely guided by intuition, and I heard these 2 words and I put them in and you popped up, and that's how I found you. So it was like, so good news, you're Googleable. Googleable. And I was like, well, that's pretty awesome. Like, yeah, that's how spirit leads us. This is how we find each other. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have this experience. I'm grateful to be able to assist others in their experiences. And I really love how it just unfolds so graciously and beautifully. So thanks for listening to my story. It's a little bit about me. And if you have more questions, send them my way. I'd love to do more videos like this and share. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, everybody.